Hi, this is Devin from Valor Insurance. Today we're going to talk about Progressive and what kind of coverages Progressive offers and if it's actually a fit for you to have these type of coverages. Obviously, Progressive is going to have all the normal coverages everybody else is going to have. You know, your bodily injury limits, your uninsured, underinsured, your comprehensive collision, and all that stuff. And if you're curious about any of that, you can guys go look at some of our previous videos because we went into like all the different, what bodily injury limits is and what recommendations and all that stuff in a previous video. So go check those out if you guys want. So the one major thing, in my mind anyways, that really sets Progressive apart from everybody else is actually the rideshare program. Now, it's not only just for like Uber and Lyft. They actually offer things for, DoorDash, Shipped, all that type of stuff. Delivery of food. Most of the time that's not covered, especially with a lot of other companies. So as long as you're driving for Uber, Lyft, Shipped, one of those major app companies type things, you more than likely would be covered, but I would definitely talk to your agent just to make sure. But Progressive does offer, coverages for that sort of stuff. Now, if you're just delivering pizzas for like a major chain like Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, that type of stuff, there's a really good chance that you're not covered, and I know Progressive's not going to cover that type of stuff. Now, another coverage that Progressive offers, they have a deductible savings account or bank. And all that really is so every year that you don't have a claim, they're going to put the money in a bank account. And if you ever have a claim, it's going to use up that money in the bank account. Now, every year it's going to add up and add up, so you don't have a claim in like 4 or 5 years. You may not have a deductible anymore, depends on how your policy's set up. Which is kind of nice because especially if you're already struggling, like, hey, look, I don't know how I'm going to come up with $500. Having a coverage like this is kind of nice. So maybe if it's a few years down the road, hey, I don't even have to pay anything. I can just get my car fixed, which is awesome. Now, this is something every company usually has is custom parts and equipment. I don't ever really hear anybody talk about it too much, but all that really is let's say, you got a nice stereo in there, or you customize the car outside of the stock. That's going to be this customized equipment. Most companies go up to about $5,000. I mean, talk to your agent. There are ways that you can increase it, or if you guys want to fill out a quote below, we can talk about it and figure out different ways to do that. Gap insurance is another important coverage. It takes the actual cash value of your car, which, basically your Kelley Blue Book or whatever that is, and it takes that loan value. Say you have a car for $30,000, right? And the loan is actually like $35,000, and if somebody comes out of nowhere and T-bones you, well, you're going to be on the hook for $5,000, and you're going to have to pay that difference because the insurance company is only going to give you what the actual value of the car is at that time. So that gap insurance will actually take your vehicle's actual cash value or whatever the vehicle's worth and increase it by 25%. So it's actually going to help cover that gap, as I call it, between what this car's worth and what your loan is. So if you do wreck your car or somebody hits you and it gets totaled out, you're not on the hook for that loan still, and you come out free and clear. Now, this is something that really sets Progressive apart. I know I talked about a lot of things that, most companies do offer, and this is very few select companies offer this, but it's actually pet insurance. So as long as you have collision coverage on your car, there's actually $1,000 of pet insurance on there. It's not like advertised very well, but it's really nice just because vet bills, they get expensive fast, and $1,000, I mean, that can really kind of help out in case your little Fido's there in the car with you and, somebody, hits you. So the other coverage they have is transportation expenses or rental car reimbursement, and all that really is, if you do get into a car accident, they're going to give you so much whatever you set up. On average, usually the default's like $40 a day. Now, I would double check your policy, or when you get a quote, double check what that is. You gotta be really careful because sometimes that's a really cheap coverage, but a lot of times I've seen it where that is like a significant amount of money, a couple $100 or more a year just for that one coverage. So you want to make sure it doesn't make sense. Now, the Progressive doesn't really have a lot related to the auto, kind of just basically what we talked about. But what they do have is their toys. They do have a lot of extra different coverages for the toys that really stands them apart. Now, when I mean toys, I'm talking like motorcycles, RVs, motorhomes, that type of stuff. So if you guys are ever interested in that, put some comments below. Maybe we'll make a video on that. So all those are the type of coverages that Progressive offers. So the next video we're going to talk about the top 10 discounts from Progressive, and Mark's going to show you on that one. So make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button so you guys can see that one pop up. And this is Devin from Valor Insurance. I'll see you guys next time.